So once it goes yellow, that's usually pretty good. And then you just turn that on, and then you should see this start blinking green. There it goes. Once it blinks green, then I just kind of tap this with my finger, and then I turn blue. And then this takes a while, so I usually just walk away for like, and then come back to it. Turn it on. If you're doing steel, it's okay to put it on the slat. If you're doing aluminum, I like to clamp it on the sheet of aluminum. I like to, before every big sheet we put on, I try to scrape off the top. Just to make sure it sits flat. Usually you just use a scrap piece of metal. So if it makes it to this screen by itself, then you're good. You're good. If it stays at like the intro screen, you gotta shut it down and redo it. So the first thing you have to do is you hit datum to zero it. And then when you hit it, it'll probably stick, so you gotta go around and give it like a little nudge. Okay. It'll do the X first, and then it'll do the Y. Yeah. So if you hear it get stuck immediately, you go to the X. So hit datum. So now it's good. This one will 80% of the tack stay. So just give it a nudge. And then just for good measure, I'll datum it again since it got stuck. And then when the screen's up against the machine, you got to make sure you pull it away, or else it'll hit it when it moves. Yeah. So I'm going to bring it out here. And then I usually, if it's been sitting for a while, I'll manually jog the Y back all the way, just to kind of grease everything up. Good. You don't have to do it all the way, but yeah. And then if you don't want to hold it all the way forward, you can just hit datum again. It'll bring it all the way up. Start again. Right click on the setup. Yeah. Hit post process. And then you go to the drop down menu.
It's next generation, right?
It's the third revision 3 Torchmate.
That's the one. Okay.
And then I always just change it to like 900 something 5 or whatever. And I'll type in Kendall 40. And that's it. Post. And if you want, just like have a small description automatically in there. So you go into the setup and you hit post process.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And then you can do the program number we use for the plasma. So.
G54 is 0.
So you don't have to touch it. You can or 0, it'll be G54. But when you put 2, that's when it goes G55. Yeah. Just the switch on the back and just turn it on. This is glass cleaner. Whatever it is you use. There's a little laser on this thing, and I always clean the lens. Sometimes it's blurry.
What's that laser for?
That's how you set like the work.
Oh, really?
Starting
off
point.
The sensor?
Yeah, instead of like having to bring the head down and kind of eyeball it, the laser is like automatic. So then, just move it. So, and then you want to go, it says active run, you want to hit dry run.
Yep.
Laser, and that's when the laser comes down, and that's how you set your point. I just kind of go up.
I think I set it to the...
Yeah, so I just go up the furthest point sticking out, so I know it'll clear.
And
then I just bring it back. And then just so you know on these arrows, so the further in, the slower it moves, and the further out, the faster it moves. So, like that's a good starting point. And then you go to plate setup, and then you hit set plate origin, and that's now it knows to start there.
Okay.
Then you just hit close, and then you plug the USB in.
Don't you gotta set the
So the Z you don't have to set on this; it automatically senses it.
Oh.
It makes like an electrical
I
connection.
thought you had to set it.
You can set how high it's cutting,
Uh-huh.
but because it comes down and taps the plate, and then it makes like an electrical connection with it, and then realizes. And then to select the USB, you go to select job,
Yeah.
and you come down to here. Sorry, not there. Go to browse, and then you select the USB, and then hit that, and then hit open. And then to make sure it's loaded, I go up here to graphics, and it shows what it is.
Oh, yeah.
And then after that, you want to make sure it's in active run,
Okay.
and then you want to reset the Z position. And then it's ready to go. Just hit run job.
Okay.
As long as it comes down, that's really what you're working on.
Yeah.
Up's not as important. But and then on that job specifically, since it uses that, if you don't put the plate in the right position, it can over travel.
Oh, yeah.
So you want to use this 1, 2, 3 block,
Yeah.
and this is 3 inches, this is 2 inches, and that's 1 inch.
Yep.
You want to use the 3 inch to set your plate, so butt the plate up against that,
Okay.
and then go to both ends. And you might have to do it a couple times because once you move one end, it kind of messes up the
Yeah.
other end. So you just kind of do that
Okay.
until it's just snug up against it. And
Okay.
that's it.
All right.